It's that delightfully devilish time of year again. It's October 2021, and the Scream Fortress XIII update is now live, so let's get summarizing. As per usual, as part of an automated process, on October 1st, Halloween mode was re-enabled. This caused a few changes to the game. The main menu's background and characters featured switched to Halloween-specific images. The music also changed from default tracks to Halloween tracks. Halloween/full moon restricted cosmetics were made usable again. The appearance of health packs were changed to their Halloween counterparts. On October 5th, the update released. The in-game news was updated to indicate to players that the Scream Fortress update was live and to highlight its contents. The Soul Gargoyle was distributed to players who did not already own one, and the mechanics around collecting souls for it was re-enabled. Its ability to re-roll items into new Halloween cosmetics was re-enabled. Mirage Mission campaign contracts were re-enabled. 6 new contracts were added to go along with 6 new maps added to the game. Speaking of, 6 new Halloween maps were added to the game. The maps are titled Farmageddon, Sinthetic, Los Muertos, Erebus, Terror, and Graveyard. Farmageddon is a player destruction map set on a spooky farm. Players collect weed killer from defeated enemies and animated scarecrows. The goal is to enter a giant mutated pumpkin and be the first team to deposit a certain amount of weed killer near a portal back to the overworld. The pumpkin periodically closes, and when it happens, the insides flood with a green liquid that deals damage. This map has its own unique announcer. Sinthetic, spelled with an I, is the Halloween version of the map Synthetic, spelled with a Y. It's a King of the Hill map taking place in a wooded industrial mad science facility. Capturing the control point triggers magic spell pickups to spawn throughout the map. Periodically, a giant robot butler will spawn on the control point and terrorize players. When this occurs, the control point reverts back to a neutral state. The boss drops a rare purple spellbook when killed. Los Muertos is a Day of the Dead themed King of the Hill map. Periodically, a bridge appears that leads to a portal to the Land of the Dead. A large clock on a cathedral in the center of the map counts up to when the bridge appears and counts down to when the bridge disappears. When the bridge appears, spellbooks spawn throughout the map. Players who complete a simple obstacle course in the Land of the Dead are teleported back to their spawn rooms and are given 100% critical hits and uber invulnerability for a few seconds. They are also given a random rare spell and a large amount of overheal. When a round ends, a lot of skeletons are spawned. Erebus is the event version of Ambush. It's a 3-stage attack-defend control point map. Ghosts roam the map. They spook players who get too close. This map has magic spells. They spawn at set locations after ghosts travel over them. When the first control point on each stage and the final control point are captured, a portal near the control points captured open for a short time. The portals lead to hell. In hell, the Skeleton King and 2 ghosts are guarding 2 spellbooks and the portal back to the overworld. The ghosts fire critical rockets and critical grenades. Escaping hell teleports players back to their spawn, grants them 100% critical hits, uber invulnerability, and a running speed boost for a few seconds. It also gives them a large overheal. Terror is a payload map set in a slightly carnival-themed industrial area. The payload track randomly changes between rounds. Periodically, Misc casts spells on all players, granting them small buffs and debuffs, such as everyone being covered with Gerati. This map has spellbooks that respawn over time. Clocks found throughout the map count up to coffin portals opening to an underworld. The underworld contains rare spellbooks and 2 ghosts that fire critical rockets and critical grenades. This map was made by the same developer as Erebus. Escaping the underworld grants players 100% critical hits, uber invulnerability, and a speed boost for a few seconds. It also grants a large overheal. Capturing checkpoints causes ghosts to spawn and roam around for a few seconds. Pushing the payload cart to the end of the track makes it fall into the mouth of a giant monster and explode with an appropriately large amount of gore. Graveyard is the Halloween event version of Lumberyard. It's an arena map taking place at a mortuary with the crematorium underneath the control point. The map is played best of 7. In other words, the first team to win 4 rounds wins a match. Players killed become a ghost for the remainder of a round. As a ghost, they act as level 1 dispensers and provide health and ammo to nearby living teammates. The final player alive on a team receives 100% mini-crits and a random spell. Each round, a rare spellbook spawns in one of 3 locations. Spells aren't retained between rounds. If a round goes on for too long, all players are given the Mark for Death debuff, and the Headless Horseman spawns and starts attacking players. A new cosmetic case was added to the game containing 25 new community-created cosmetics. 19 normal cosmetics and 6 that can drop as a bonus, and are Halloween/full moon restricted. The case has a chance to drop Taunt Unusual Fires as a bonus. The cosmetics are the Batter's Beak, the Corpse Carrier, the Poopy Joe, the War Dog, the Wandering Wraith, the Smiling Soman, the Miami Rooster, the Death Stare, the Hook, Line, and Thinker, the Optical Nerve, the Gruesome Guard, the Computron 5000, the Trickster Treat, the Alakablamacon, the Beanie the All-Narring, the Bone Cone, the Creepy Crawler, the Aquarium, the Goalkeeper, the Hat Outta Hell, the Scariest Mask Ever, the Second Head Headwear, the Spooky Head Bouncers, the Towering Patch of Pumpkins, and the Twisted Topper. New unusual effects were added to the game, 15 for hats and 13 for taunts. For the duration of the Halloween event, unusuals created by opening cases have the new Halloween-specific unusual effects. The new effects are... for hats, Ancient Spectre, Devilish Diablo, Energetic Hunter, Eyes of Molten, Frantic Spooker, Frightened Poltergeist, Infernal Wraith, Ominous Stare, Phantom Crone, Pumpkin Moon, Restless Wraiths, and here it is for the blue team. Severed Serration, Shrieking Shades, Tempered Thorns, and Viridescent Peeper. For taunts, Aurora Astralis, Aurora Borealis, Steamed Hams, Aurora Polaris, Cavalier de Carte, and here it is on the blue team. Cursed Confinement, Galvanic Defiance, Hollow Flourish, Magic Shuffle, Nether Wisps, Spectral Shackles, Thundering Spirit, Vigorous Pulse, and Wispy Halos. A new Warpaint case was added to the game containing 13 new community-created Warpaints. The case has a chance to drop Taunt Unusual Fires as a bonus. The Warpaints are... Misfortunate, Broken Bones, Party Phantoms, Necromanced, Neon Ween, Poltergeist, Swashbuckled, Kill and Conquer, Potent Poison, Sarsaparilla Sprayed, Searing Souls, Simple Spirits, and Skull Cracked. The map King of the Hill Slasher was updated. The round timer was changed, many bugs and exploits were patched, and some minor improvements were implemented. The Bat Outta Hell was updated to fix a small bug. And that's about it for Halloween-specific changes made in this update. Some non-Halloween changes were also made. 5 new taunts were added to the game. The taunts are... the Home Runner's Hobby, the Profane Puppeteer,
Look at you, maggot! Even your weapon needs a haircut!
the Drunken Sailor,
Ah, that's the stuff!
the Bare Knuckle Beatdown, and the Mambulance.
Los! Uh-oh. All right. This is actually really bad. That was fun.
Finally, a few minor bugs were fixed, some new tournament medals were added, and last but not least, they updated the localization files. Anyways, that's the Scream Fortress XIII update summarized. Remember, the event ends November 8th. If you intend to open cases and complete all Mirage mission contracts, that's the deadline. Thanks for watching and enjoy some Halloween fun. Au revoir. Los Muertos. Los Muertos!